Okay, pepperheads and chili freaks, man, am I psyched. I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl, let me tell you. I had talked to Butch T, Butch Taylor, and he sent me a box of pods. And in that box of pods were a bunch of Trinidad scorpions, and there were a couple of pods over to the side, just wrapped up in a paper towel, and didn't really know what they were. So I had to contact him again and ask him, you know, what was up. Well, he sent me, okay, his Trinidad scorpion ice cream, and that is just a beautiful pod. Now, of course, it's let me get my information. It's still a F1, and it's not stable yet, but he sent me one to do a review on. Now, this is what I'm really stoked about, because as far as I know, as of right now, I am the second person to do a review on this particular pepper, and it is the 7-pot 007 pods. Now, from what I understand, let's see, it's the 007 7-pot. It has a tendency to have double pods, and what it is a little pod growing on the inside of this pod. So we are going to see what's going on. I'm going to tonight review the 007 because I'm really stoked about being like the second person to review this thing. I don't know who the first person was, and he did tell me somebody else had used it to cook in food, but I don't know if he had done a review on YouTube or anything like that. So the Scoville units, he says, which they haven't been tested, for the 007 is in the range of somewhere around 750,000 to 900,000 Scoville heat units. And tomorrow, early afternoon, late morning or so, I'm going to do the ice cream, and the Scovilles are somewhere around 250,000 to 500,000 on that. I talked to Butch for quite a while this evening, or this afternoon, and he said that I have permission to harvest the seeds, and of course he said that I could grow them. I just cannot pass out any of the seeds. He don't want me sharing the seeds or giving any of the seeds away until it's a stable strain. So I apologize, but don't even ask. Because, you know, if I want to stay in his good graces, I will have to do what he says. Now, I cut this, and it did not have a pod on the inside. The seeds are kind of tiny, and it's got a really, really white placenta in there. I hope you guys can see that. It's got a thin wall, and I like that. So let's get on to it here. Like I said, the seeds are small, medium to small. I'm not quite sure how to describe the smell. almost. I mean, of course, it has that 7-pot smell, but just a hint of fruitiness. We'll see when I pop this thing in my mouth and eat it, what it looks like or tastes like. Oh yeah, it's got quite a few seeds in it. Whether I like this pepper or not, I am going to grow it next year. That way I can say, you know, I'm growing one of his creations. And for those of you that do reviews and know Butch T, I'm sure you can contact him and get the peppers and do reviews on them. Butch T is just a really super nice guy, and if you're straightforward with him, and he'll be real straightforward for you. So here we go. This is the 7-pot 007. A little sweet on the front end. Feel the heat on my tongue already. Heat's on the top of the mouth, up on the roof. Little hint of sweetness right there in the very beginning, and then it went straight to that typical 7-pot flavor. The heat's, unless it's going to start building, the heat's not that bad. If he's right about the Schofields being somewhere around 750,000 to 900,000, I'm going to say, as of right now, this is a little on the lower end of that. Doesn't have no bad aftertaste. Heat's building up a little bit. Of course, it's right on the back of the lips. On top of the tongue, it's there. I want to say it's I'm gonna say kind of unusual for me, because it's all up on the roof of the mouth and the back of the tongue. I can feel it just a little bit in the back top of the throat. But it's no way unbearable. Now when you do that swallow, the burn is right down the center of the tongue. No real eye water, or didn't get the hiccups. The salivary glands are not that bad. But yeah, that's the 007 7-pot created by Butch T. he didn't, and I'm going to ask about this. I don't know what the crosses are that he used to make this with. And I have more info on the ice cream that I'll give you when I do that one tomorrow. But the heat's still there in the mouth. It's not getting any worse. It's just kind of leveled and just hanging right in there. Not as bad on the back of the throat, top back of the throat, as it was a minute or so ago. It's more in the mouth. But that is a very, very good pod. Like I said, had that just had that that split second when you first started chewing it. Tasted sweet, but it went right into the, I'm gonna say, the typical 7-pot flavor.